Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. I'd like to welcome you guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the Civil War within Secret Wars. It sounds a little bit redundant. Came out 2015. It was part of the gigantic Secret Wars event. Each of the series were like 5-part mini-series, mini-stories that some of them were pretty much isolated from the rest of the event, like this one, and other ones were heavily tied into the overarching crossover. And this Civil War, that should be called Civil War 2. It's much better than Civil War 2. The story, I really liked it. It was pretty good. I sat down to reread it yesterday, and I found it to be really enjoyable. So, I'll tell you guys what I liked and what I didn't like. The writers Charles Soule and Leinil Francis Yu. Fantastic art. I really love his work in this story. It's top notch. And the story starts off pretty much just like the original Secret War. The heroes are having a standoff in the negative zone prison. But here's where it changes from the original story. So Captain America's forces are trying to make a run for it because they went to the negative zone prison to break out all their allies and destroy the prison. But Iron Man and his forces were waiting for him. It was a trap. But when Captain America and company try to escape, something happens to the prison and it blows up, killing a ton of heroes. And the heroes that used Cloak as a means of escape, Cloak actually by accident channels part of the explosion, just causing all kinds of destruction into New York City. Thousands die. It's just a terrible mess, and just things go from bad to worse. During this timeline that's established, we have the secret invasion. Norman Osborn takes over the United States. Norman Osborn gets killed, and the country just ends up divided. United States is divided into two halves. Iron Man has the East Coast. It's called the Iron. It's a place that's regulated by laws. Things are pretty strict, but things work and run properly. And Captain America's side is more like a libertarian heaven. There's only two laws. You can't hurt other people, and you have to help people that are in need. And there are two sides that are permanently at war. So that's basically the premise of the story. So here we have a young girl. She discovers she has powers. You can fly. You have Captain Marvel. She swoops in and tells the girl, it's like, look, we have rules. You have to be careful. If you fly too high, you might provoke an airplane accident or anything like that. You have to learn how to use your powers. Yada, yada, yada. We have the same situation on Captain America's side, where we have Stature. She finds this kid using his new powers, and he tells the kid the two basic laws of the blue. That's Captain America's side. It's called the blue. So, like, stay out of trouble, kid. Use your powers any way you want to. Just don't hurt anybody. And if you can help someone, do it. So, literally, in the middle of the country, the United States, it's divided. This is part of one of the areas of Battle World that they're actually not conscious, or they don't know that they're part of Battle World, that there's other realms and stuff like that. God Doom has kept this particular part of Battle World self-contained. So United States actually has this giant rift in the middle, and it's sort of like a DMZ, a demilitarized zone, where the warring factions sit down to try to negotiate and try to reach the peace. So, in this case, we have Captain America. Tony's a little bit older. I think 6 years have passed since the moment of that big explosion. You sit down to have peace talks. We have this woman that she was like the mother of one of the kids that died during that incident where all that nitro blew up that school. She became like this political activist. She's trying to get the warring sides to sit down and talk. So they start negotiating, and she gets shot right in the middle of the chest. She dies. It comes from Captain America's side. Tony Stark is like, why did you do this? This is an act of war. Cap is trying to find out who the hell would try to do such a thing. It's really cool that we have Peter Parker. He's on Captain America's side, and he's become like the new Falcon. He gets these really cool wings. They really change up his character. I thought that was a really interesting. And like Francis Yu, the way he illustrates and draws technology, it's really, really good. So they try to find out. And what Captain America realizes, like, there's the way they took the shot, it's like only one person can do that shot, and that's Bullseye. And the thing is that Bullseye is actually one of Tony Stark's hitmen. So this generates a whole situation where both sides are going to go into all-out war if they can't resolve this mystery and what the hell's going on. So as the story progresses, we're going to jump this whole part here. Like, before I spoil for you guys, because it does have a couple cool twists, this story, go ahead and read it. It's worth a while. It's well written. The art is fabulous. I like the main characters, especially Iron Man. They do a great job. Like, if you're an Iron Man fan, the writing with Iron Man, because he sort of becomes the central character of the story, top notch. So, Captain America and Peter trying to investigate, find out what's going on. Iron Man starts investigating and starts to realize that certain events that have gone on through the history of this part of Battleworld, he realized that something's behind it. Someone's pushing this agenda. Someone's actually really pushing for this war, but he just can't find out who. But he knows if he finds out who killed that lady that was helping the negotiations, they're going to be able to find out who's behind this whole situation. So Captain America's secret plan is to use this depowering weapon that was created by Beast. It removes powers. In this case, they use it on Sandman, who's like killing people out in the desert. Removes his powers, and he's going to use this as a secret weapon to defeat Iron Man's forces and once and for all reunite the country, but under his banner, because the blue Captain America's side is sort of running out of resources, especially food, while Iron Man's side needs space. It has a higher population and it needs to expand. So that's like sort of like the geopolitical aspect of the story. It's like the two sides need something from the other side. So Captain America wants to stop the war by depowering Iron Man's side and taking over. So the thing is, what they need is a certain type of fuel that it's only on Iron Man's sides. So Peter Parker makes a task force to go in and get that fuel. So we have Spidey. This is a real nice detail. That Venom is actually Hawkeye. It's Clint Barton. We have this new Elektra and this, I can't remember this new Black Panther. It's not the original. It's another guy. Because the original Black Panther died during the explosion in the prison. That's a pretty important detail. So they try to infiltrate Iron Man's side while She-Hulk goes into her John Walters normal human form to infiltrate and try to investigate on Captain America's side who's behind this assassination. So as the story progresses, we get this one moment with this zombie Kingpin that has Dr. Octopus's arms. It's such a cool idea. Like, Kingpin tries to steal Doc Ock's arms, puts it on his body, and the arms kill him. They fry him and use his host body just to be able to function, but they have like this sort of zombie Kingpin tied to him, so aesthetically it looks really cool. Like, Francis Yu's art, like, it's just beautiful. So Jen Walters trying to find out what's going on. She's actually recognized by Speedball, and such a cool detail that Speedball is like the new sheriff, one of the sheriffs in one of these cities. He recognizes her because of the trials after the Stanford school blew up and before the Civil War. Jim Walters was his lawyer, so he can recognize her. So he blows her cover. They go into battle. The shit really hits the fan for She-Hulk. She's on the run, and she's captured by Black Panther and Bullseye. But Black Panther had died, so what the hell's going on? This new Iron Man armor that's sort of see-through, that looks so cool. They did a killer job with it. So Story progresses. Iron Man finds She-Hulk, infiltrates the secret base. He doesn't know what the hell's going on, while Captain America makes his move to take over Iron Man's side. I'm like, look at this drawing of Cap, and this black shield looks so cool. So, what Iron Man discovers, it's the Skrulls have been pushing this war this whole time. They're the ones behind everything. They're the ones that have interest in pushing this conflict longer and longer. And the revelation, it's funny because Tony Stark at first thought it was Mystique when he realized it was Storm. No, not Storm. It was a Skrull. It's like, oh boy, things got really bad now. Like, look at the art to this. It's really good. And as the story progresses, there's a gray Hulk that I'm not sure if it's the Wolverine as Hulk, because Hulk has claws, or if it's Weapon H. And Tony, at the end of the story, is able to explain to Cap that the secret invasion is sort of kept on going, and that the Skrulls are the ones behind this whole conflict. Cap joins forces with Tony to defeat the Skrulls, that the Skrulls throw a surprise attack on everyone. So everyone goes into that gigantic canyon, and Cap actually uses a depowering weapon on everyone. This has an effect on the Skrulls. The Skrulls die because of this, and all the heroes are left without powers, or at least most of them. And this ends the conflicts between both sides. Iron Man and Cap sacrifice themselves for peace. So, if you like this story, what I had to say to it, and I spoiled it for you guys, sorry. I told you before, it's worth a while to read. So, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.